Look at that. Venison. Good old deer. Hey y'all, this is Zachary. Welcome to Burn Down's Country Kitchen. Man, I've been wanting some venison lately, so I figure it's a snow day. We could not make it out of our driveway today if we wanted to. It rained last night and then turned to snow. Everything froze, so now I got a sheet of ice under probably 4 feet of snow. Come here, I'll show you. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. There ain't no getting out of this thing today. But so we'll stay home and cook for y'all. How about that? Alright, now that y'all seen how our day is. Definitely a snow day, snowed in, not getting out. And I got 4-wheel drive, but I'm having traction stability issues. So not getting out of this driveway today. So yeah, let's get after these ingredients. Alright, so this is going to be pretty basic. I am going to do it a couple different ways. I'm going to do a dredge station, and I'm also going to do a batter. But before we do any of that, and look, you can use any seasonings you want, so I'm not going to call out what seasonings I'm using, really. I mean, I might do a Mexican style one, so I'm not sure yet. So that's, chili powder and cumin. On the other side of it, I'll have like smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper. That's a good basic flavor, right? But venison can be very gamey. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut it up into the pieces we want, and then we're going to go ahead and soak it in the buttermilk all day long. Let's get to cutting this thing. I'm going to cut this strip in half. That. Start doing, decent sized chunks. Just like that. A little thickness to it, but not a whole lot. We're gonna want it tender. It's gonna be good, y'all. I don't know if you've had venison before, deer, but if it's not cooked right, you won't like it. That's just the way it is. If it's not cooked right, you will not like it. Of course, always have yourself a good, sharp knife. Makes it so much easier. And this is actually thawed. If I would have got to it where it was half frozen still, it would be even easier to cut. But took it out of the freezer last night before I went to bed and woke up to it perfectly thawed. Now, when I first got this meat, I trimmed all the fat off, all the silver skin, and I soaked it in water for a good 24 hours. That helps with some of the game taste. But the buttermilk is what's gonna really do it for us. So we got this bowl here. Put a little in there, just to line the bottom. Sides. Go ahead and start throwing some pieces in. And pour a little more in. And I'm looking forward to this. Perfect. Perfect. Move the dirty board over. This is what we're looking at. So it'll just hang out. I'm gonna cover the top of it, put it in the fridge, and just let it soak in this all day long. Real quick, I've showed y'all this before, but I know people really struggle off of Reynolds wrap, plastic wrap, whatever you want to call it, cling wrap. There's no reason to. There's no reason to. Just put it over, right? Give yourself a little extra here. Cut it off, and you're done. Bob's your uncle. That's it. Perfect. Right? There's no need to struggle, y'all. There's just no need. All right. Now I'll see you in about 7, 8 hours. All right. It has been all day long. So let's see. It is a little after 4 now. And I did this about 9:30 in the morning. So it has been soaking in this all day, in the buttermilk. But basically, we're gonna go ahead and take it out. Only on some of them, we're gonna do this. Just gonna take some of these out and dry them off. Because some of them I'm gonna do in a dredge station, and it just won't help having them wet. And some of them will go in pretty much just some flour and seasoning. I want to see which way's better. All right. That's enough of those. There's enough of those. You notice I got my glove on because of my Frankenstein hand from it being on fire. So yeah, we soak this all day pretty much because it helps with the gamey taste. And really, you could have soaked it a lot longer. You could have soaked it overnight, you know? That could even have been better. But I took it out of the freezer last night, therefore I could not soak it all night. I had to let it dry out, or thaw out, as it were. All right. Okay, so we got our classic dredge station here. Let's see. We got the flour, we got the egg, we got the panko. Yeah, I'm gonna season the flour a little bit here. A little smoked paprika. All the usual suspects, some onion powder, some garlic powder, some pepper, salt. But you do you. Whatever you like. Gotta have some flavor to it though, right? All right, some cracked pepper. Do have a nice little stir. Don't be afraid to get in there. Dredge stations are always messy. All right, so here we go. First thing we do is dip it in the powder into the flour, then into the egg. Flour helps the egg stick. Egg helps the panko stick. We've done a lot of dredge stations already, but they're good. It works out well. But I do want to do a batter, see how that stands up to it. So we'll do a battle today, see which one's better. Just like that. Just go ahead and make that batter. We're gonna pretty much do the same seasonings. I was gonna thinking about doing a Spanish version, but since I want to put it up with that, I'm gonna use the same seasoning just to keep it fair. Start changing all the seasoning and kind of takes the competition out of it, if you ask me. So, anyway, it's just paprika, pepper, garlic powder, some onion powder, salt, and that's about it. For the most part, I am going to do one small variation because I want to. I don't get my daily kick of these jalapenos, then I'm not going to be happy. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and pour some water in. We'll do it little by little so we know we're not overdoing it. You don't want to get over anxious and just pour a bunch in. I'm going to want it kind of thick, but definitely not this thick. Just trying. That'll probably do it. Let's see. Switch over to that whisk. Looking good. Looking real good. All right. Now, wipe off my fork here. Get me some jalapenos, some diced jalapenos. Mix that around. Yeah, buddy. All right, who's ready for a competition? We are definitely going to start with these dredged ones with the panko. Remember, always lay it away from your body. These are pretty thin, so it shouldn't take too long. I have to change my oil pretty soon. Figure that's why I start with these, because I just changed it, but I cooked fish with it with the batter, and batter always makes it look that way. So I wanted to go ahead and get one more use out of it since oil's expensive. It'll be a two-time user, but it'll be all right. It's falling, there it goes. All right. And then I got the batter sitting right here ready to go. I'm very curious to see which is going to be better. Always shake it. Try to get it so they don't stick together, you know? Or stick to the sides of the basket or anything. Alright, it's time for the batter. So I went ahead and dumped that buttermilk out. Got the most of it out as I could. That ain't going to help us in the batter. So let's go ahead and get you one and dip it in the batter really good. Make sure it's got full coverage. And go ahead and get it in there. And shake that, or it will stick to your basket. See how it already makes it messy? What that batter does. But it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. And with another one. Should have dipped it in flour first, I'm thinking. Alright, a couple more minutes, we'll be good to go. These ones are done, ready to go. Alright, y'all, it's that time again. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe for me. It does me a lot of good, and I appreciate it. And I love the new subscribers. I appreciate you too. Business part over with. Let's get to the taste test. Alright, we are good. Look at this. Now, take a look. Look at that. Venison. Good old deer. All right, let's do this taste test. Okay, let's start with this one, the battered. Not bad. Actually looks really good. It's my favorite part, the taste test. All right. Okay, you know I'm gonna say that's really good because it's really good. But what I was gonna say is you don't get much of that jalapeno, which is good. So anybody could eat it. It's not spicy, it just has a little flavor. But more importantly, soaking it all day and the buttermilk really helps with the gamey taste to it. So, man, that tastes really good. All right, let's taste the Dredge Station one. Let's see. Get this one down here so you can see me cut on this one. Cut up real easy. Oh, that's falling apart. All right, let's take a test of this one. Kind of torn. The breaded batter, or the breaded one, is a little softer. The battered has a little more crunch to it. But I like them both. And you'd think they would have pretty much the exact same flavor because I use the same seasonings, minus the jalapenos, but it doesn't. It really gives it a different texture, a different flavor. And I like them both. I don't know if I could choose, but we'll take another bite. Let's see. This is the breaded one again. Yeah, it's got that steak finger kind of taste to it. It really does. That authentic steak finger taste. And then again with the battered one. I'm gonna be honest, when I first started doing this, I thought it was gonna be the Dredge Station breaded panko for sure. The more I eat on that battered one, it's really good. It just has a little better flavor. Like the grease held on a little better, you know what I mean? Um, the batter could have held on better, and I think it was because of the flour. Skipped a step there, so don't do that. But always go ahead and dip it in flour and then dip it into the batter, and it'll probably stick better. Um, but that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Good old venison, done two different ways. If you don't have a deer, you don't have a deer. But you can do it with steak, you can do it with chicken. It's really up to you. That'll do it. Cook something, cook anything, cook venison. Whether it's one way, two ways, 10 ways, just cook it. It's really good. If you can get your hands on it, do it. All right, y'all. Till next time.